Good evening. Good, hard fought, first Big East win for our group. You know, guys battled, some adversity late. Um, some adversity late, had to adjust to the way the game was being played. Um, some luck on our side at the end with the jump ball at the end of regulation, I think it was. But I thought our group showed great resiliency and finding a way. This is a really good DePaul team. They're a dangerous offense. To hold them to 32% for the game is much credit to our defense. They can really shoot the ball. And when David Skogman makes 6 threes, your 5 man can make 6 threes. That really is tough. But a lot of really good plays from our guys. Thought it was our most locked in game defensively this season. And, offensively in some areas, but some areas we got to get better execution wise. Late game, late clock, one time with low clock situation in front of our bench didn't execute well, but we'll learn from it like we do every other game and keep making steps in the right direction.
Questions for Bensley?
So just being on the sideline, like you were super, oh, my bad. So going through the game, obviously, like offensively, it didn't go your way, but you still kept on going, you still kept on fighting. What were the things that your coach said to you every time going out, going back in?
Just told me to have a lead mindset and have, total poise down the stretch. You live for moments in those, games like that and, overtime and, last 5 minutes and who wants it more and, just the team and the coaching, just keeping us all together, keeping us, head focused on what we got to do in our mission, and we were able to accomplish that.
Walk us through that last play in regulation, the missed layup and the tip, and just what was going through your head there, and just how close do you think you got to winning that game?
We were really close. We drew up a play out of the timeout. I had a, layup. I had a lane and, just didn't fall. Bryce followed it with the shot, in and out, didn't fall, but, it's okay. At the end of the day, we have 5 minutes to keep going. And we were able to just lock in, regroup as a team, and we were able to get this win.
The questions from Bensley? Thank you, Bensley. Questions for Coach England?
So, as everyone can tell, you're super passionate when it comes to coaching the adjustments and every way that it goes. So, like, walk me through your halftime speech to your guys when obviously things aren't going your way offensively, but defensively you're able to hold them down.
Yeah, we started the game really good offensively. They started making some threes. They were getting the free throw line. But we were down 10 with, I think right around 4 to go or something like that. We were down 10 with 3:45. And the message in the huddle was just get it to one possession by halftime. And we did. We went on a really good run to end the first half, and it was a 3-point game. Really felt really good at halftime. We told our guys, that was the best I felt at halftime in a long time, because it was some minor adjustments we had to make. Some of their threes were truly just off of ridiculous non-execution plays and pick and roll by us. Like they didn't have us in rotation. They got threes just because we didn't switch. There's no easier ball screen coverage in basketball than a switch. And so we simply did it a little bit better in the second half.
Can you talk a little bit about scouting this DePaul team? They're returning 0 minutes from last year, brand new coaching staff. They have played 7 games, but you're scouting a bunch of transfers from all over the country. Can you talk about what went into scouting this team?
Yeah, I recruited Isaiah Rivera. It was Isaiah Rivera Stone when I recruited him, so I knew him. David Skogman, we played against him. A10. JJ Trainer, we're really close with his trainer, no pun intended, Dion Lee from Louisville. So we knew some of these guys. Connor Emwright is as tough and talented as a guard in college. So we knew all these guys just from being fans of college basketball. Then obviously we watch Big East basketball. So we've seen all 6 of their other games except for Texas Tech. Just watching them, we watched the Texas Tech game. But it's probably the first time in my career I've played a program for the second year, and I didn't even watch last year's game. Last year's game against DePaul meant nothing, this season. Coach Haltman's done a great job. It is a challenge getting transfers to buy into what you're trying to do, and I think a lot of programs in the country are going through it. And no fault to the transfers; it's just a challenge. And he's doing it with every single player. So, man, they are a really good team. They are much improved, and they're gonna win. They're gonna win some Big East games this year without a question, especially in this building. I mean, the environment at the start of the game was really good. Usually when we talk Big East basketball, the crowds, we usually exclude DePaul, but it's Chris is going to get this thing going. That was a really fun game tonight. Good crowd, great crowd.
Coach, I felt like tonight was somewhat of a breakthrough for Oswin. Obviously, like reclassified freshman hasn't really been able to get much reps going, but I feel like tonight he kind of started to find something. What do you think about some of his upcoming games after tonight's performance?
Yeah, he only played 3 minutes in the first. That was because they started making those threes. We wanted to go with Bryce at the 5, but he is, man, he's been great. He feels like he's a returner because he was just around our program so much, going to school right up the road in Putnam, Connecticut last season. But he will do literally anything we tell him to do. He will try to do it exactly the way we say it. And when you get players with that level of humility, they'll have success.
And then you just mentioned you played Bryce at the 5 a little bit. Is it your plan throughout the season to kind of run him as a small ball 5, depending on what matchups provide, or was that just a one-off for tonight?
Yeah, he's played the 5 in all 3 games. He's been back, but and this is nothing against the 3 refs we had tonight, because if I had a game and I got to choose my refs, if these would be in my top 5, Matt Potter, Roger Edge, Greg Evans. But I think there's been something. I remember a couple years ago, the Big East coach made a fuss about Bryce getting foul calls, and I think there's been something like he is getting hit at the end of his drive. He's too good of a player, has too high of a stature, to not go to the free throw line more. And again, nothing against the referees, but I think that we need to pay a little bit more close attention to his driving plays at the end of his drives.
One more question.
I just want to touch on those halftime adjustments again. Looking at the second half stats, outscored DePaul in the paint 22-10. A lot of that coming really easily in transition. What was kind of the message, and what were you looking at specifically?
Yeah, we switched more. We switched better. It was really no adjustment. It was like we were on our drive back from the Rhode Island game. It was like they deserved to win. They really didn't earn the win. And we did nothing we wanted to do defensively that game. Nothing. So it was like, I'm explaining to our team as coaches, we can't make adjustments if you don't do what we want to do. Like, so at halftime, we just had to do it, and we just did it better. And when you get stops, you feel good about being able to go and transition. I've said it all season, defense and offense are married. When you put the ball in the basket, your defense is better. When you get stops, your offense is better. Thank you.
What'd you see from Bryce today, just in his hometown and in an emotionally charged game?
Well, I thought he battled. I thought he did he had it going from 3 early. He took good looks. He took great shots, and he's being patient at the end of his drives. It didn't work out, for him. We'll watch it, to see if we thought they were fouls, but he played the right way. He played to win. He just played to win. He didn't get his head down, because he wasn't, finishing his shots at the rim as good as we know he can. And that's what you want out of your senior leader.
And just in general, how much mental toughness did you see from your team? Conference game coming off a tough loss.
Yeah, a lot of resolve. I thought we grew tonight as a team. Down the stretch, down 6, how many minutes ago. I know Brendan will know exactly how much time it was when we were down 6 or 5, whatever it was. But our guys showed great resolve and battle. in a good environment to execute.
Kim, I'm curious what you saw defensively from this group. Obviously, a very different offensive attack between Rhode Island and DePaul with the way they shoot the ball. But your screen defense was much better tonight.
Yeah, different, and they tried to do some of the things Rhode Island did. They tried to come off those things and throw some lobs. We defended them really well. They tried to post up our guards. We defended it really well. We just didn't do anything we wanted to do against Rhode Island. Nothing. So it was just a couple of days worth of practice of just doing what we're supposed to do. And if teams do something to beat that, then we can adjust. But we can't make adjustments if we're not doing what we're supposed to do. So we simply did what we were supposed to do in ball screens tonight. We'll see. We gave up 25 points in pick and roll, which is a program record for us, not even close, on Saturday. And the first half, we weren't doing what we were supposed to do, so we made a change. And, Oswin did what we were supposed to do. And, we were much better.
And his impact defensively, that's what he's here for, right?
Well, all of our guys, they're here for both ends of the floor. He's growing. He's definitely growing. He had some really good post defensive possessions on Skogman. He switched. He guarded guards. We switched all night. We switched everything on and off ball all night. And I was really, really proud of Oswin's, commitment to us. His unadulterated 100% commitment to Providence Friar basketball. And guys that have that level of commitment, they're going to play.
Thank you.
Kim had an 18-2 run the first half, 17-4 in the second half. Both times you guys had great answers. What does it say about the group in terms of shaking off those two pretty big runs and coming back like you did, especially like you said at the end of the first half to get to a bucket?
Yeah. I have to watch it to see when they were. You don't really feel it as daunting as that sounds. On the sideline, you're thinking possession to possession and thinking of the next play. But our group's resilient. We knew what would work offensively, and the guys stuck to it.
Bigger, deeper rotation tonight than maybe you would have thought. Was that more maybe what DePaul was doing, what the switching and everything, trying to get?
It was nothing DePaul was doing. Justin Fernandez has been incredible. He's been an absolute pro, being out of the rotation the last few games. He's been our hardest worker. He's been incredible in practice. He's been positive. I just thought he deserved to play. He deserved to look. We went with Eli in the second half as our, second five, and, wanted to give Ryan Mila a look as well when we were in the muck because, we have a deep team. We have a deep team. So guys are going to be held to a high standard in practice and games. And when they, they do well, they're going to get opportunities. And when they don't do well, they're going to, find the bench.
Is this kind of what you've told this group in terms of always be ready?
Absolutely. And I tell guys if I don't think they'll play, and I tell guys if there's a chance they can play every game.
Oswin, especially in the second half offensively, the lob dunks, people talk about it, but just his recognition to get in that pick and roll situation, head towards the basket, how much has he grown as an offensive player?
Yeah, today was kind of who we've seen in practice pretty consistently. Like any young player, you just have to consistently remind them, of the things they need to do. And for him, it's sprinting in the ball screens, it's rolling, it's sprinting back in transition, it's being in the right position defensively. He did a great job tonight. I mean, his first Big East game, we had him guarding 1 through 5, and he did a pretty good job.
Where have you seen Bensley grow defensively? I mean, he drew a huge charge, I thought, there late in the first half.
Yeah, he's a great defender. He's a great defender.
Just low to the ground?
He's always been.
Kim, in terms of Bensley, 7 assists, no turnovers. The way that he can probably lean on him just to handle the basketball, just how much can you lean on him in terms of being leader too?
His toughness and competitiveness and his just that he plays with puts him in really, really, really high esteem in my mind and in our program. Guys that play that hard and are that tough and competitive, Devin Carters of the world, they ticket games. They're at the top of our program. And you know, when you get that level of trust, you just got to play. And for him, he just played.
The last couple days too, just bouncing back too. Like, could you lean on him in terms of leadership and, you know, practice, that sort of thing?
Yeah, he's absolutely one of our leaders. He's one of our leaders, especially in games, because he really brings it, you know, when the lights are on.
All right, guys, thank you.
Thank you.